Hey, thanks for dropping by to the Planners on Purpose podcast, created by Naomi Tucker, CMP. Now, this space is for the event planners to encourage and empower you so that you can fully live your life on purpose. So before we dig in, please take a moment to subscribe so you get future shows. Now, here she comes, your host, Naomi.
Hello everyone, this is Naomi. So I have a couple of questions for you. So have you ever had to tackle a big project, but you don't know where to start? Or perhaps you lack the time and the energy to focus on something important that you end up pushing it away? Well, if that's you, then you may have some trouble with procrastination, and I have some tips for you today to overcome that. So this is Naomi. Welcome so much to Planners on Purpose podcast. If I sound a little different today, it might be because I'm in the process of transitioning. And many of you may know all about transition, and you're possibly going through some transitions right now. It tends to always happen when we least expect it. But this particular transition, I did expect fully. And I'm actually transitioning my office space. So I am a little displaced and hopefully will be getting back into my office within the next week or so. I'm just doing something different, doing something new, painting a different color, refreshing some of the furniture. So that is just very exciting. I'm excited to be able to do that. So if I sound a little different, then that is the reason why. Well, I hope you are doing well, and I'm excited to talk to you today about procrastination. It gets the best of us, I tell you, procrastination does. But over the years, I have come up with some tips to be able to help with procrastination. So if you suffer from procrastination and you know it, then definitely get out a piece of paper, get a pen. I'm going to give you a few tips to help you overcome your procrastination. And many of the times when we look at procrastination, it's more of us putting something off. We're putting it off for a specific reason. So one of the things I like to be able to do is really think about, well, why don't I want to do this? Why am I blocked from doing it? You need to think about what is going on in your life that is always coming up to prevent you from getting it completed, your task completed. These are some of the things that you have to consider when we're talking about procrastination. So I am going to give you 5 easy, simple tips to go ahead and get over procrastination. So the first tip that I have for you is to set aside a time to commit to it. Many of the times when we have procrastination, it has to do with the fact that we do not have a time and date on the calendar to do that specific thing. So if you have a project that you have to do for your job, do you have it in your calendar? And not just in your calendar on when this particular project is done. Perhaps you need to have space in your calendar for when you're going to work on that project, right? So make sure that you're putting all of those things into your calendar. And many of you that listened to this podcast before, you will know I'm all about setting time in the calendar for you to do it. So again, if you are blocking out 30 minutes a day in order to complete your project, make sure that goes in your calendar. Make sure it's at a time that's convenient for you, at a time that you're most likely going to move forward and action it and get it done. Okay. So make sure to set time to commit to it. So that is tip number 1. And I just want to say that when you don't set a time to it, what ends up happening is it is one of those items that is possibly on your list that never gets done. You end up pushing it down and creating a priority in your schedule for other things that you do schedule. So if this is important, if it's something that you want to complete, it's absolutely important to get it in your schedule. and make a point of it, even if you have to, stop a conversation quick just to get it in your calendar. It really helps that person understand it's important for you to have it in your calendar. And then it helps you to make sure it gets there. Because I know sometimes I am either talking to a friend or talking to my husband, and we're talking about all these things we're going to do. But if I don't take the time to say, okay, hold up, let me add that to my calendar or let me put it on some type of a list, it's never going to get done. So make sure to use the time that you have when you're talking about it for going ahead and actually committing and putting it into your system of accountability as well. Okay. So again, step 1, set aside the time and put it in your calendar. Step number 2 is really try to focus on that particular task by using that time to actually work on your whatever you're trying to do. So what I mean by this is, let's say we do put it in our calendar, whatever that thing is. So let's say you're looking up a venue for an event. You're looking for the best venue ever for this product launch that you're looking to plan. But let's say that time comes along and you set aside an hour for it. However, you're not doing anything. You're online. You're looking for other things. You're looking for linens and not the venue. You need to be specific about the actual time that you're spending, and you need to be intentional about making sure that you're using the time for what it says. So what helps me do this is the Pomodoro technique. So for those of you that do not know what that is it's a system that was created by Francisco Cirillo. You can go ahead and Google Pomodoro technique. But really great because you can get the Pomodoro app, or there's other spin-off apps that are out there and available. But it is a particular technique that times you, and it gives a specific amount of time for a set task. And it's really nice because you can go on the website, you can say, hey, I am going to spend 20 minutes working, and then I'll take a little break from it, and then spend another 20 minutes working, and then take a little break. But when you're working within that 20 minutes, you are focused, laser focused, getting it done. And this is, it just so helps you to get things done. I know that I work in co-working sessions with certain other friends, and they have been very phenomenal for me. We'll spend first 5 minutes catching up. We'll tell each other what we want to do with that time, and then we go ahead, turn our cameras off, and work for the 20 minutes. And then you have accountability with, after that 20 minutes, you can connect with each other again and say, hey, I got it done. I'm so excited that I got it done. And it just really helps with accountability. So Pomodoro technique, again, is a system. It's a timing system where you can set an amount of time. Typically it's 20 minutes on, and then take a small break, and then go back to it. And it times you. A gentle alarm will go off after the 20 minutes to tell you you're done. And it's just amazing how much you can get done within 20 minutes time if you are focused. Okay. So definitely try out that technique. It's called the Pomodoro technique. And that is my tip number 2 for procrastination. So my third tip for you is really to stop the information overload. And I don't know how else to say it, but typically at times when we're procrastinating, it could also be that our cup is so full that we're stuffing ourselves full of things. So we're stuffing our cup. Our cup is unable to overflow, right? It's just jam-packed. We're packed with information. And this can come because maybe we're watching lots of YouTube videos and books and white papers and consuming all of the information to the point where you feel like you just don't know where to start. That happens a lot, especially for those that are, either introverted or typically are information junkies and they want to analyze everything before they start a project. What this ends up doing is it prevents you from actually getting something done, anything done. So again, I encourage you to just stop that information overload. If you have a specific project that you're doing, take the opportunity to really decrease the information that you're bringing in, because you right now are responsible for pushing things out. Especially if you're in a position where you're creating something, you need that creative energy to push things out. And when you're taking too much in, it just doesn't give you that freedom and energy to just keep creating and pushing things out into this world. So I just encourage you to stop that information overload, really decrease the amount of time that you spend on social media, on YouTube, and on all the things, and make sure that you are focused on getting what you need to get done. Okay, so tip number 3 is stop the information overload. And that one is pretty sneaky, so be careful, because you can easily get caught up into binge watching whatever it is you want to binge watch on Netflix. Those Netflix and chill nights. Well, sometimes there's 4 hours in an evening that you can do something with, or during your day, just going on specific websites and browsing, and you look up 4 hours later and you didn't do anything because you're consuming so much information, then information that's going to help you move things forward. So again, go ahead and stop the information overload. That would be my tip for you, my tip number 3 for you. Okay. My tip number 4 is to make sure that you tie whatever you need to have done to a small, healthy, and happy reward. So this is a little bit of a book drop for James Clear. He has a book called Atomic Habits, and it really speaks to the rewards and building healthy habits. So if you tie whatever you need to have done to a healthy habit, that would help you to be able to look forward to when you have to do it again. So, for example, if you're needing to look up that venue, let's say after you look up that venue, perhaps then you get a chance to go outside and take a little bit of a quick 5-minute walk. And if you're an outdoor person, that is really exciting for you to do. So you're more likely to go ahead and complete what you need to have done, the task, and you're tying it to a healthy reward, which is getting up, going outside, taking a deep breath, and walking around for a little bit. So that is another way that you can make sure that you are creating healthy and happy rewards and attaching those to what item you need to have complete. So, and I would just encourage you to make sure it's small, make it sure it's incremental, and it's a small little reward, right? Because you want this to be something that you are consistently doing, and it just helps you contribute to a healthy lifestyle for yourself. So make sure it's small. Don't make it be, I'm gonna buy myself a yacht, after I complete this task. Make it be something small that you really enjoy. If it's right before lunch, hey, I'm going to get this done, and then I'm gonna have a nice healthy lunch, or a nice healthy snack, or go for a walk, right? Those are some little small, healthy, happy rewards that you can do in order to get your task done and overcome procrastination. Okay. So before I give you my fifth one, I just wanted to say that if you really enjoy conversations like this and you wanted to talk more about procrastination or about time management, stress management, definitely join us in the Planners on Purpose Facebook group. It is a community full of planners on purpose that are indulging in conversations around things like procrastination, leadership, and I would love to have you there. So make sure to go ahead and jump over to Facebook and find us in the groups, and it would be great to have you a part of that community. Okay, so my fifth tip for you to overcome procrastination is to get an accountability partner. Now, whether this is a coworker, if it's a friend, or if it's a personal coach like me, it is important to have someone that is holding you accountable for the things that you need to do, especially if you have, really great goals for yourself. You don't want them overlooked. You want somebody helping you, encouraging you, and pushing you to your goals. Having an accountability partner can be amazing. This is something that I talk about as well in podcast and some previous episodes. So it can, again, be a coworker that you're at work and you just say, hey, hold me accountable to get this thing done. And I'm pretty sure you'll be very open to doing that for your coworker as well. And then if you have a friend, perhaps there's a friend that you would like to task with connecting with your friend. And maybe you can tie that with a reward of saying, I get to talk to my friend. This is exciting. Normally, I don't have the time to talk to her, but if I'm tying it to a monthly check-in and she's helping me hold me accountable, and then I get a chance to catch up and talk to her, that would be an amazing thing for you to have as well. And then if it is a personal coach like myself, you can set up some time to regularly check in with your coach. And what I like to do with my clients is really just really say, hey, what's going on? What are some of the things? What are some of your wins? What have you done that you wanted to do and it's a win and you've gotten done? And celebrate you with that. And what are some things you're looking forward to doing? And let me help you with that. Let me help encourage you, and help me give you tips for putting you in the right direction so that you can be most successful in that goal. So that is what a personal coach does. And if you obviously would love to be able to connect with me, definitely go ahead and send me a message. You can go to my website. You can DM me on Instagram. You can send me a tweet, whatever you would like. However you would like to reach out, definitely reach out to me, and we can talk about getting you set up for coaching. I would love nothing more for making sure that you're successful. So those are my 5 tips. Again, what they are is, again, set a time and commit to it through your calendar. Try the Pomodoro technique and making sure that you're managing your time well, making sure you're getting done what you say you're going to get done within that time, making sure that you have a healthy and a happy reward. That is one of the next ones, tie it to a healthy, happy reward. Stop the information overload. So, try to throw Netflix out and get things done. No more YouTube and no more scrolling. Stop your scroll. And then 5 is get an accountability partner, someone that will be able to help you through that procrastination. So I really hope that this was a really great episode for you. I always enjoy talking about these things. So again, if you enjoyed this podcast episode, go ahead and rate it. I would love to see that as well. And I will catch you on the next one. So until then, have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye now.
Well, that wraps it up for this episode. If you enjoyed the conversation, hit the like button and tell us how much you enjoyed the show by leaving a message in the comments. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.